welcome to my channel. My name is Felicia, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome. I typically talk a lot about indoor plants. I love all 30 plus of the plants that I have, and I really feel like I've gotten that down to a science. Some plants, not all of them. But one thing that I would like to get into are outdoor plants, gardening, and I thought, why not start that transition with container gardening? So I've never done it before. This is gonna be my first time doing it. I've done a lot of research and I picked up what I feel as though are easy, beginner-friendly vegetables and herbs. So I thought I would share that with you guys. If this is your first time doing container gardening, then let's do this together. My plan is to eventually transition my container garden outdoors. Right now we live in a pretty small space, but I do have a balcony that gets about 2 to 3 hours of sunlight each morning. But the weather here has kind of been up and down. I eventually do want to transfer these items outside, but for now I'm going to keep them indoors while the weather decides that it wants to get on one even playing field. Before I get started, I'm going to show you guys what I picked up. A couple of the items that I have now, I've already potted them up. One of them, I'm actually going to transition it into a slightly smaller pot, but let me show you everything that I have. The first thing I have here are some cherry tomatoes. They're specifically called Little Bing, and I got this from Home Depot. Now I got the pot from Target. It was like $3, and the tomatoes came in the little, black container or clear containers that they usually come in. This one is by the brand Bonnie Plants. So this is what that looks like. And these two little sticks in here, that's like my makeshift little trellis. I got these from the supermarket several months ago. The woman there was really nice enough to give it to me free of charge because I was looking for something to prop up one of my plants. So it came in perfectly handy for this. There's actually one little tomato, if you can see it already growing in there. Do you see it right there? It's green. It's the only one. And this is actually the reason why I decided to pick this up, is because it already had a tomato. So I have this in here, and I'm going to keep this one in this container because I feel like this is a pretty good size. I also picked up from Home Depot again some lemon thyme, and this is what it looks like. Now, as you can see, it looks like the pot is a little too big for it, right? So I'm actually going to transfer this from this larger pot that I got from Target to this smaller nursery pot. I think it'll do just fine in here. And this smells so good. Even if you touch the leaves, it smells so strong with the lemon. So really looking forward to growing this one. In addition to those two, I went to my local Caribbean supermarket. My family's from the islands, if I've never shared that with you guys before. And so I picked up from there some Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers. For this one, since it is a pepper, I'm going to put it in this larger container. So I got 3 of these again from Target. I believe they were like $3. And they're self-watering, but the only downfall about this is once you take the bottom piece off, it is extremely hard to put it back on. So if you notice, these, they don't have the little bottom container on there. And technically I can leave it on here, but as a person who's more experienced with indoor plants, you never want your plants sitting in water, and I assume it's the same for gardening as well, right? So at least until I put it outside and it's in the sun, it'll probably soak up the water a little bit more, but for now, once this comes off, then that's it. I also got some red peppers. Now this one, I'm going to remove the lemon thyme from this container and put these in here. So that's my plan. And then lastly, I have some chives because these are great to cook with. As you can see, it has a good bit on here already. This one, I'm going to transfer it into this little container here. So hopefully this is big enough. As I said before, this is the first time I'm doing container gardening. So if you see me doing something and you're like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? That container is too small, it's too big. Leave me a comment below because I welcome all constructive criticism. I bought this Miracle Grow potting mix specifically for some outdoor plants. Again, I'm kind of easing my way into outdoor plants, and I did pick up some shrubs recently. We can talk about that in another video, but I did specifically get that soil for that. I do have some more left over, so I'm going to be using that. I didn't get indoor soil for my container garden because I figure eventually these are going to be going outside, and if you're someone who has the space to have an actual garden, I'm assuming you're not using indoor soil for that, but part of me feels like it probably doesn't matter. But that's neither here nor there. That's the soil I'm using. And I'm probably gonna add some perlite as well. So I recently got this container from my local dollar store, and I decided to put some of my leftover soil mixture in here. Now I don't have potting mix, but I do have some perlite in here as well as some orchid bark. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of perlite, mix it with that soil just to make sure the water is flowing out nicely and the soil isn't too compacted. So let's get started on potting these up. Everyone, so I'm officially done potting everything up. I'm going to show you what we're looking like. First thing I have here are my red peppers, and I decided to go ahead and make these little makeshift labels. Even though, like I said earlier, they came with their little label information cards, I decided to put these on here as a backup. So I planted the 4 peppers in here. Hopefully this pot isn't too small for all 4 of them, but we'll see. I haven't added a stake to this just yet because I feel like it doesn't need one yet, but I will eventually. I'll probably put 2 similar to my cherry tomatoes that I showed you earlier. So it'll look something like this. And I didn't mention this earlier, but my cherry tomatoes are flowering. Can you guys see the little flowers there? So I thought that was pretty cool. Again, I'm a newbie to this, so at first when I saw that, I was like, is that supposed to be there? But I guess so. So red peppers, cherry tomatoes, and what else do I have here? Next up is my Scotch bonnet, and I decided to go ahead and put both of them in this one pot, so hopefully that works out. Lemon thyme, so I transplanted it into this black pot. And let's see how she's looking here. Still nice, vibrant scent. I just love this one. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited about all of them, but this is what this one looks like. My chives, I didn't realize this one came with four little stalks of chives. So this is what that looks like. And I put it in this little pink container, got my little label there. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any questions below in the comments section. Again, I welcome all feedback, advice, and I look forward to sharing my updates on my container home garden. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.